Hey, Mark here, and I have a really fun and random giveaway for you. I have 5 digital copies of the 2025 film Smurfs up for grabs, and if you'd like to enter for a chance to win, just shoot me a message and be like, hey, Mark, I would love to win a copy of Smurfs. Looks good. Sounds fun. So yeah, just send me a message, win Smurfs today. Bring home the Smurfs movie on digital now. In this fun, epic adventure, the Smurfs team up with new friends on a daring rescue mission to save Papa Smurf from a league of evil wizards. Buy the film critics are calling pure comedy magic and get over 35 minutes of Smurf-tastic extras, including new music from Rihanna and more. Available at participating retailers, rated PG, from Paramount Pictures. Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who just got finished with a gorgeously filmed train fight. It's Aaron Neuwirth.
I I like the gorgeously filmed ones. It can be so scrummy on trains sometimes, especially when
Yeah.
you're thinking of the back section.
I was just thinking about Grandmaster. Yeah, this isn't
Eating
Kill.
cockroach cookie bars.
It was the year of the train in
A
2013.
lot of train stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Grandmaster. Let's see. What else was there? Wolverine had a lot of good train stuff. Snowpiercer.
Even Thor gets stuck on the subway at one
Yeah.
point.
There's a fight in a train station in Fast and Furious 6.
It sure is.
A lot of train stuff.
The Lone Ranger. I mean, we'll talk about
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, gosh. We almost left
We might hear about that one again.
Yeah, we almost left that one out. A lot of train action in this. I was specifically thinking about the really just like gorgeously shot train. Well, actually, it's more like a railway station fight in Grandmaster. But actually, I want to see you fight like that, Aaron. Wong Kar-wai, sumptuously filmed, you battling, let's see, Mad Dog.
Yes, because maybe not Mad Dog. I'd rather Mad Dog on my side. Let's be honest. I'm glad that we've done like what 4 of these so far, and we're still just calling him Mad Dog. There's not even a raid movie every time we do one, but somehow one he comes up, and two we do not use his name. Even in our like commentaries, I think we've talked about Mad Dog at various times. Where we're like, we should really make an effort to like know this actor's name. Let's see. Mad Dog.
Yaya Ruhian, right?
It is like some, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Ruhian.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know his name. I just love Mad Dog.
Yeah, Ruhian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruhian. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna get it going.
So no more Mad Dog. Well, okay. So it's you and let's see, Yaya, and then your versus
Oh, we're still on the fight part of this.
you're fighting Amir Khan from Doom 3.
America. Fair enough. Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm all good with that. I'd rather us be like have a nice Wong Kar-wai film dance sequence instead. Just can't we all get along?
I want to see you three on, in Chicago in motorcycles that turn into jet skis chasing each other. Like tag. Like not to the death.
I like that too. I like this. Like flag football, something like that.
The smile on your face would be so huge. You're like, this is insane what I'm doing right now, and it's great.
Yeah, that tracks.
2013, you pulled this out of thin air last time. Like, what would you do next? You're like, I don't know, 2013.
I like how we went from maybe we should do this to I guess we're doing this to I'll select some years to I guess every 2 weeks or so we'll just figure out a time and do one of these. Like, that's just our business now. We do these episodes.
But you know what's great? I've watched some cool movies because of these. Like, it's really filled in some gaps for me as far as action films go, and I've had a good time doing that. Like, I've learned, I've like watched some cool flicks. We'll talk about them later, but yeah, it's been fun revisiting these or learning about other action films, especially mostly like Indian and Asian action films that I've gone through that I've really just enjoyed, like all over Asia. Like, well, just Asia, Southeastern Asia, Eastern Asian, Western Asian, all over the continent. But yeah, it's just been a blast going through all these.
What's great for me is while there's 1 or 2 films each time that I certainly want to like either catch up on or was able to catch up on for the podcast. It just shows like how ridiculously expansive my mind is, where I'm like, I don't need to revisit most of this stuff. And there's like 20 fucking scenes, like at least. And I'm like, I'm good. I think I got this. My mind palace is very set on having all this information stored in it for a very long time, apparently.
Man, you go full Chuck during this episode. You just had like you close your eyes, a bunch of things pop up, and then you see what's going on. But this is before, like old school Levi, not like
Hmm.
yeah. So, you first pick.
Oh, we're just jump right into it. Okay, 2013 action film, first pick, action sequence, first pick. I'm gonna get this one out of the way because I really
Wait,
love it.
Aaron, can I do
Yeah.
something real quick?
No.
Promote your
Yes. Go
awesome
on.
podcast before I
Okay.
forget.
Yeah. Hi. Movies, films, and flicks kids. In case Mark didn't make it clear, I am Aaron Neuwirth. I am, among other things, the editor-in-chief of Legal Entertainment, but I do host a couple of shows as well. I am the co-host of Out Now with Aaron and Abe, a weekly film review podcast where my friend Abe and I discuss movies, new movie releases. But more recently, I am the co-host of Two Black Guys Talk Godzilla, where my friend and fellow film critic Terrence Johnson and I talk about the Godzilla films in chronological order. At the time of this recording, we are on the precipice of releasing our episode, a double show actually featuring Frankenstein versus Baragon, and of course the War of the Gargantuas. Very exciting to have that episode locked and loaded. That was a lot of fun to dig into. So stay tuned for all that as far as that podcast goes. Well, and of course, there's also the summer of 2015 at 10, which features friends of this podcast, Brandon Peters, as well as Scott Mendelson. We talk about the summer movie releases from 10 years ago. This time around, we've done 93, we've done 2004, they did 82. This year, we're doing 2015. So there
I
you
was just on the Out Now with Aaron and Abe podcast on the 28 Days Later commentary where I was just floored by that it wasn't 83 minutes.
go.
And then Abe joined Deep Blue Sea, the podcast, for a
I
Deep
saw
Blue
her.
Sea
I she told
episode.
me, yes.
Yeah, we had a good time. And we came up with Preach Cobbler and then
Okay.
Preacher's Holy Mackerel, a bunch of good food items.
Are these are like when they have Deep Blue Sea themed day at Long John Silver,
Oh
they release these
my,
things.
I'd be first in line.
Yeah.
I'd be the only one in line, but I'd be the first one there. He's
Like,
been here
this
since
Long John Silver
Wednesday.
hasn't been here in years.
Yeah.
You say years? Years. Years? Years.
Yars. Get this guy out of here. Yeah. So yeah, now the first pick. I love your shows.
Okay.
I'm terrible with self-promotion, so I want to get that out there before we did this.
Well, appreciated. First pick I want to get this one out of the way because I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's one of the highlight scenes as far as action goes when it comes to the MCU, and it's from Iron Man 3. It is the Air Force One free fall sequence where James Badgedale's villainous character has like basically sabotaged Air Force One, so the plane's gonna blow up. Tony Stark just killed James Badgedale by blasting a big beam through his chest, which is cool. And then all the people in Air Force One are falling out the airplane. So now Iron Man has to figure out how to save like 12 people that are free falling in the sky before they splash down and die. He plays Barrel of Monkeys. He has he does a move where he's like flying down as Iron Man and like gets all their arms to kind of be stiff by giving like a mild shock to them, and has them all kind of connecting arms and everything. It's because it's done largely practical, it's very impressive to
Mm-hmm.
watch. I remember seeing the featurette on that. It's like really cool to see like they've found a way to, obviously, within the realm of reality, they didn't have an actual Iron Man doing it, but they certainly did a lot of like aerial photography to get the idea of this down. And when you have MCU money, you could make it look as good as you can. So it's a very clever sequence of how do we what can we do to challenge Iron Man in a way that's not just him blasting robots or whatever? And so it's like, what if he saves a bunch of people that have no parachutes and are falling down, thousands of feet? I think it's a really cool sequence. I think it's always been a highlight of mine when it comes to action scenes in the MCU because it's character plot driven as well as has good stakes. So
Yeah. I remember researching it and like they did the thing. Like
yeah.
they did it. And I think they hired a bunch of professionals and it just looks great. And it shows up on screen. And
For sure.
like I know that this Iron Man 3 made $1 billion. Now I know this was the heyday of the MCU, but I think that's one of the most impressive flexes I've ever seen. Is like Iron Man 3 with like you don't have Thanos, you don't have all these people. He's largely out of the suit, and it makes $1 billion. But I think that's just the magic that Shane Black and RDJ work together. Oh man, yeah. And at the end, he just battles a bunch of robots at storage container place. There's always a storage container fight in our years, which I kind of love. But yeah, you picked the right one. That's a great scene.
I'm a fan.
What do you think I'm going to pick first?
What are you gonna pick first? Oh
You know,
boy, what could I possibly I mean, you
just
already
feel
mentioned
it.
You already mentioned the Grandmaster at this point, so I don't know.
I
Just
think,
feel it. Is that what you said?
yeah, yeah. I think you can do it.
Just feel it. I mean, I'm trying to find like where's the jet ski fight on my list here.
Trust in what would Hoff pick?
Would Hoff pick first?
WWHD. No,
Um,
P.
I don't know. Ryan Gosling and Only God Forgives.
Whoa, I have that one, but
that
I was gonna go Fast and Furious 6. I should have done that to make you happy.
that does make a lot of sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
get that off the board because I'd take it eventually anyway.
I mean, I'm taking one a fight too. That's definitely a top tier one for me. I should have just done it to make you happy, but
No, you got Fast and Furious. That's
yeah,
good.
because like
So is it the tank chase, I assume?
well, So there's the
Oh
world's
no.
okay. So there's the world's longest runway, which features actual stakes until recently. Like people die in it. It's a crazy scene, and it's just brilliantly set up. Incredible runway. There's the London chase where Brian recalls Too Fast, Too Furious to get that electrical thing off his thing, but gorgeous like racing and practical crashes. There's the tank chase, which is insane, which features like the greatest save ever from Brian and Roman. But I'm going to take my favorite fight in the Fast franchise, where it is Han and Roman versus my man Joe Taslim as Ja. And during this time, Michelle Rodriguez is fighting Gina Carano, and it's awesome. Like they're doing the real fight. The reason I love the scene is you have Carano and Rodriguez beating the tar out of each other, absolute just badasses. But then you have Han and Roman just getting the stuffing
Tar.
beaten out of them. Yeah, tar and stuffing beaten out of them by Joe Taslim. The night comes for us, and I love it. Like they're both sweaty at the end. Their punches are terrible. They're getting thrown through glass. Like they're hitting each other's heads. They're wildly like outmatched, but they're still fighting. Like I love that bit. Like I love that both of them are like, we got to do this. Like and you know, it's definitely played for laughs, but it also just like the way that Brian grounds the franchise. I feel like this fight scene really does it as well. And I actually analyze every Fast and Furious movie, and this is the most Fast and Furious of all of them, which I love. But it like that's my favorite fight scene. I love it. Like just they are so sweaty and tired, and you know I think the franchise has gone away from that, but it's just I love it. It makes me very happy. Like I love Han, I love Roman, and I love Joe Taslim, and they just get the stuffing and tar beat out of them, and it's great.
Yeah, like I like 5 and 7 like more as movies overall, but 6 is really might have like the best like overall action in it as far as like if you pull out all the action scenes from each of those movies, I think 6 would probably come out on top as far as the number of scenes it has and the cool variety of it and just the skill involved in making them. Like, 7 is its own thing, which has, I mean, it has the big freeway chase, but it has like also the jumping building stuff. So it's like reality kind of goes out the window. Not to say that reality hasn't already gone out the window in the past with the series. And like 5 obviously has like really cool stuff, but it's so like driven by the kind of Ocean's 11 mentality that's going for. 6 is just a straight up action caper,
Yeah.
and it really rocks. It's weird that one's like underrated in a sense, as far as it's not 5 or 7, which just kind of like 5 really blew the doors off things, and 7 obviously has the emotional component. Where 6 is just like, what if we just did one of these and it was fun the whole time?
Yeah.
Like it's just like it has a lot of like interesting ways to approach its action, and yeah, I really dig it a lot. I mean, I was obviously favoring the tank chase because I think it's just such a there's so many pieces to it, and it
Yeah.
just rules in so many ways. Yes, you have both the Brian Roman save as well as the Dom Letty save where he Superman's, and it's a lot of great stuff for sure in F6.
Man, it's my favorite. I like no. Oh well, okay. 2 and 3 are my favorite, but 6 of the new batch are my favorite. So I guess we're looking at like 1 through 4, and then 5. Well, 5 kind of is a middle
I forgot
ground.
that your ranking is insane.
Yeah, yeah.
How insane your ranking is.
I'm a 2, 3, 6 or 3, 2, 6.
And I like 2 a
day.
lot. Two I like plenty. 2 is like my number. I want to probably say 5 at this point. Yeah.
I like.
which is good. Again, I don't dislike. There's only one movie in the series I dislike, and that's four. But I mean, so it's it's a strong series overall for me. But yes, two,
Ranking
two,
is insane.
two being at five is very good for me in this series.
Yeah, I love two. I've watched that more. That and three are the ones I've watched the most, and six is just awesome. But yeah, I love that fight scene. So that's my number one pick.
Okay. Back to me then. I'm going to take off the. Okay, we have a kaiju movie this year,
Yeah,
so
we do.
obviously I'm taking Pacific Rim.
Oh, which one?
Specific, specifically Gypsy Danger. What like? And by the way, when I was at Comic-Con that year, they had I had a Gypsy Danger action figure that I took. I used to do this at Comic-Con. I would have like the toy of the summer, basically. That was that year. I think Jurassic World year I had a raptor. Guardians of the Galaxy year I had a rocket raccoon. So I had Gypsy Danger with me. I do it like Amelie. Just take pictures of it with everywhere. Like just have Gypsy Danger in every picture I took. So Gypsy Danger, I love. It rules. It's one of the best names of like a mech I've ever heard. Gypsy Danger. That fucking rules. I love it. I love it so much. Gypsy Danger. I can say it all day. It doesn't get tired. But Gypsy Danger versus Otachi. This is in the big city fight
Oh,
where after Gypsy Danger's already destroyed the other beast during this battle, the beast that like I think like sends like an EMP and like stalls all the other robots out. After we've dealt with that one already, and Gypsy Danger is like coming up on the other one. The other one has like tentacles that's going down in the holes and trying to get
yeah.
Charlie Day and everything. And then like it gets stopped because Gypsy Danger comes up with the fucking tanker ship in its hand
Yes.
and then use it like a baseball bat to beat the fuck out of it. It's great. I love this fight so much. It really shows the sense, like what I love about the first Pacific Rim in general, and just kaiju movies that know how to do this, is Guillermo del Toro is very much into the scale and what kind of devastation it by having these giant beasts creates. So like the steps that they take matter. The impact that they have matters in all sorts of ways. So watching this beast get like clobbered by a giant tanker ship is awesome. And like they fight, they go through buildings and stuff. You see the rocket fists and all these different moves they're doing. And then it's like, oh wait, what happened now? Oh, the thing has wings. And it
Yes.
starts flying. It starts flying up in the air. It takes Gypsy Danger with it. Gypsy Danger's like, okay, how do we deal with this? And they're like, okay, get the fucking sword out. And it pulls out a sword. Has this awesome slow-mo shot where it like slices the thing in half. It's great. It's a whole thing. I'm such a huge fan of the world and the ideas behind Pacific Rim. I wish that's did better to like give me more of this series in a way that I really respected. I think the sequel's fine. It's just, it's not Pacific Rim. And I like the comics that have come out from this. And even the animated show on Netflix is pretty solid. But like, yeah, this fight really gives me like the gusto that I want from a Pacific Rim mech versus kaiju battle for sure.
I love it. I'd take the underwater battle just because I'm an underwater guy. But
You see,
fight,
like I,
fight. It's a
the
better
problem
fight.
is it ruins the scale, Mark. Like
Yeah,
there's no scale
because they're under
underwater.
the ocean.
They're
Yeah,
underwater, so it's like what I don't. It's just
I don't
so
understand
ambiguous to me
this.
at that point.
Yeah,
It's two things smashing into each other. They still looks good, but it's like there's no buildings and things around it to show like how big this shit is.
one of them though is it Scunner or Slattern? No, it's not Slattern. It's Scunner or another one of the or Raiju, one of them, but it spins underwater. It's like,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh,
Idris is just like, hold on, and then it just hits him.
yeah, the
I'm like,
designs are unquestionable. The
yeah,
designs are great. I love the monster designs. They're really cool for sure.
all right, okay, Pacific Rim. Well, I'm gonna go small then. I'm gonna go Only God Forgives
Okay, yeah.
for like Julian versus Lieutenant Chang, and just want to fight, and then he just gets his ass kicked. But man, this movie, we covered this on the Feel Good series with Johnny Num and I on movies on this podcast. And like, I really admire the way this is shot, the wide shots, just the butt kicking, the overall look of it. Like, Gosling looks awesome. He just gets destroyed. And you just have the whole theme of the hands in the movie. And it's just
Yeah.
a really well executed butt kicking.
Yeah, I mean, that's a movie that it's both like very much in line with what Winding Refn is good at, but also does feel like he's trying to troll the audience as far as
Yeah. Want to
like
fight?
people that wanted something else from Drive and didn't quite get it. It feels like this is him like going even further with it, saying, "Oh, you didn't like that? Well, you're really gonna hate this."
Yeah.
Like that's like the vibe he's going for. But like I can't deny, I like it fine. I haven't revisited it very much, but like I like what it's going for. I like the look of it for sure. Gosling is very much in the same kind of zone, but has a different sort of energy. And like the whole relationship with his mother, I think is interesting. Right? That's what it is. Like his mother. Like that's the
Yeah,
whole
she's
thing.
horrifying.
Yeah.
And like what's interesting about Julian? He's a bad guy, but
Yes.
his brothers Tom Burke is the worst,
Uh-huh.
and his mom is horrifying.
Who's the
And
mom? Who is
Kristen
it? Oh, Kristen Todd
Scott,
Thomas. That's what it
yeah,
is. Yeah, yeah,
and like she's just at that club watching like muscular men flex.
yeah. Yeah.
But I like that Julian. He's not a good, but like he's not totally evil yet, like his
Sure.
parents. And like he looks at his hands, he knows their weapons, he knows what they've done. Like I think it's a really interesting concept where he has some soul left in him, but I'm not saying he's a good dude. Don't think I'm saying that. But in the world of Nicholas Winding Refn, there's very few of those. But it's just interesting that he still has somewhat of a soul with his mom being so horrifying and his brother is just a murderer. And I just think there's a lot more than what people gave it credit. And I love that people who like Drive were like, man, only God forgives is too much. Like
Hmm.
it's a much harder narrative to follow. I mean, Drive is pretty simple. Dude meets a
It's
lady, he's
very
a
simple.
scorpion. He murders a dude in an elevator. It's just, oh yeah, crazy. Like Brooks is slitting throats, but this one, yeah, it's much harder to watch, but it's just so drenched in yellows and reds, and it's very oppressive. But I don't know if it's underappreciated or underwatched or something, but I think there's a lot more to it than people think, and or even want to explore, I guess. But I love that fight scene, and it's shot gorgeously, and he just gets his butt kicked, and I love that.
All
Want to
right.
fight? Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Take a dude out back and beat him up. I love it.
It's hard. I mean, there's a lot of really good action in this year, and it's hard not to take these like large scale action scenes because they're very good.
Hey,
Like,
before I forget, you were talking about
mhm,
Gypsy Danger. Alpha
mhm.
Papa has a great Gypsy line in it where he goes to shoot Colmini with a pellet gun and he misses and he's like, damn, Gypsy's tempered with the sights. Sorry. I just love
That's
that tiny little action scene at the pier at the end.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
How many are we doing?
I don't know. We'll just seven each.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Seven, seven. Okay,
And then we'll
let
do
me
the speed round and all that.
yeah, yeah. Let me choose
Seven.
seven. Um, there's so many
Take the
good
big
ones
ones.
here.
That leaves room for me to go small.
Okay, fine. Well, no, I'll take this one because I really like this one, and I'm gonna walk over it if I don't. White House Down,
Yeah.
the superior White House action film of the year. Um,
I agree.
I'm a big fan of Roland Emmerich's White House Down.
Yeah.
I think it rocks. I think it's a top to bottom really solid. Um, like the thing is like they're both like the idea is like Die Hard in the White House, but Olympus Has Fallen is more Die Hard, where White House Down's more Lethal Weapon. Like that's more of what the vibe is in that movie because it has the buddy element with Channing and Jamie Foxx as the president. But the specific fight I'm thinking of is Channing Tatum versus um oh my God, Jason Clark, who plays the kind of like the he plays like the what's the Alan Rickman's henchman, like Gunther, what's his name,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
his
I
main
forget.
like Bond guy,
I forget. Yeah.
the main henchman in Die Hard that's next to Alan Rickman. Like that's what Jason Clark plays in this movie. Channing Tatum and him have this fucking killer brawl at the end of the movie where they're fighting each other in like the press room. They're kicking each other's asses. Like everything's happening, and then by the very end, like after Channing Tatum's getting he's getting beat up pretty hard. He does a move where he wraps Jason Clark's grenade bandolier like around his neck, pulls off like all the pins, kicks his ass like across the room, and Clark's like, I don't know how to stop this. And Channing Tatum gets behind like the press desk, like where the microphone, the podium. It's just to like shield himself from the explosion. It rules. It's such a cool piece of action choreography. And it like has such a great comeuppance moments for like, one of these henchmen guys that you like can't wait to see die. Like it's such a cool bit where like he's like screaming like no as he's like has this grenade bandolier around his neck because like, well, that's not gonna be good. Like it's good stuff. And after coming off of seeing Ballerina, a movie I thought was fine, but having a great like close quarters grenade combat action sequence, I'm all about seeing grenades in action in movies. So yeah, that's good stuff right there.
That I kind of blasted through what was it? Angels? No, what is it? White House? This
Olympus
Angels?
Has Fallen.
Yeah, and I was like, like this is just a lot of Robert Forster and people in a room. And a little bit of like the action's okay, but then I kind of blasted through this one again. I was like, whoa, this is much better as far as action goes. I mean, it's Roland Emmerich, but yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I think it suffered because they like cynically got out Angel Has Fallen faster or Olympus Has
Olympus.
Fallen.
It came out second, and White House Down cost more. So
Yeah,
like it was the like, oh, this again, plus
money.
plus money, plus like the reviews at the time weren't very good. I'm like, why? This movie rocks. This movie's it's so much fun. It's a really fun, like, it has a great cast. It knows what it's doing. Like I dig that movie quite a bit.
The cast is stacked, by the way. It's
It's
like
a very
just loaded.
it's one of the honestly it's one of the best Die Hard in a type movies. Like as far as like filling in that blank, like it's one of the best ones of that.
It makes me want more Roland Emmerich these movies, not like
I will,
Roland Emmerich.
I would love to see Emmerich do like more straight up action. He's really good
Yeah.
at it.
Like, okay, blowing up the world's great, but give me a bandolier fight where a bandolier explodes in a White House press room.
Mhm.
And this isn't my pick, but Last Stand, there's a scene where Johnny Knoxville shoots a guy in the back with a flare
Mhm.
gun, and the guy's wearing a bandolier of like ammo, and he just explodes. And this leg flies on the like lands on the back of Luis Guzman, and Peter Stormare's like, Jesus. I can't do his accent, but yeah, it's a good year for I don't know, kind of like bandolier or bullet clip, bullet bandolier explosions, which makes me happy. I love that scene, by the way. And there's a corn fight in there with cars. There's
Well,
like a
I
corn.
don't. Last Stand is certainly in my. It's not what I'm going to be one of my choices, but it's certainly like one I'm very familiar with
Oh,
for
yeah, I
sure.
love it. Okay.
Kim Ji
Oh man,
Woon.
there's so yeah, I know, right?
Talk about
Yeah.
action, guys. Kim Ji Woon. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know what to do here. This is really hard.
I mean, I got great ones. There's some great ones in this.
You know what I'm gonna say? Drug War.
Drug War rules. Oh my god, I
That
love that movie.
gunfight at the end. Like I
Yes.
was gonna go with the warehouse
What
gunfight because I
Johnny
love those.
Johnny Toe
Yeah,
movie. Oh my
Johnny
god.
Toe and like Louis Koo as
Hmm.
he's wonderful in it. But yeah, they like there's this scene in a warehouse which is awesome, but the final gunfight by like this playground, there's kids on buses, everyone's getting murdered. Cops are getting murdered, criminals are getting murdered. Like it's taking multiple bullets to kill people. Like people are laying on the ground getting shot, people getting shot from every angle, and it goes on forever. And so many people die. Like so many people just get shot. And it's a crazy action scene. And it's interesting. I think people talk about Heat a lot, or people talk about gunfights in Tarantino films, or I'm sorry, like Sergio Leone films. But this one's really unique in that it's really bleak, and everyone's just getting murdered at the end. It's a like in my notes, I just put in all caps gigantic gunfight. Now it's not that big, but just it goes on forever. There's various cars trying to move and puzzle pieces, and people lose their shoes and they go back for their shoes and then they get shot. And it's like that guy's gonna make it. No, he's dead. Well, that guy might make it. No, he's dead. Like everyone's getting shot all over the place, and it's a great gunfight.
I thought Drug War was so fantastic. Like I think the whole movie's great. It's a
Yeah,
really just
looks
solid
awesome.
story. It looks great. Great
Bleak and
action.
mean.
It's bleak and mean. When we talked about it out now all those years ago, it was so deflating for Abe to not nearly be as high on it as I was. Or I'm like, what are you talking about? This movie rocks. And he's like, it's fine. I'm like, come on, what are you talking about?
Oh,
It's so good.
man, I didn't see that gunfight going like that. And I love the
Uh-huh.
scene where one of the brothers, like, was it the Mute brothers? He's like in the bathroom when the gunfight goes. And he just puts he has like a bulletproof vest on. He just sticks his gun. He's sitting on the toilet and he puts his guns out and just starts shooting people. And then they're working together like raptors, just murdering people. And like, it's a very, like, the ending's crazy.
Yeah.
But that gunfight, it was just, I'm not used to so many people getting plugged in a gunfight because normally like a few people. Like this one was crazy violent. So I'm gonna go Drug War 20. That movie, yeah, I'm going Drug War. Rocks.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Where should I go next?
There's so many.
Um, I'm going to go with this one
There's
that
so
I'm
many to take,
choosing.
right?
I'll just take this too. I'm gonna go the Wolverine,
Oh,
the bullet
train fight.
train chase.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Wolverine. I like it a little bit more than Logan, honestly. I think it's a very just well done take on what if we just had a spin-off that's just pure Wolverine in action. Let's see what he does. Give him a story. He goes to Japan, fights like a samurai. Like, cool. Like, I'm into this. I'm into what this is doing. It's my favorite Hugh Jackman hair look when it comes to Wolverine by far. I really like what's cut there.
I mean, it's
Uh,
Mangold. Like he knows what to do.
like I get the criticism that the end becomes a little too like comic booky, but I'm also like, well, I'm watching a movie about fucking Wolverine. Yeah, comic books. Like, what do you want from me? I dig it. If we're gonna do Silver Samurai, cool. I'm into what they're doing here. Regardless, it has this like middle of the movie bullet train chase
Oh,
scene where I'm like, what if Mission Impossible, but it had Wolverine involved in it? And it's like this rocks. It's very fun. It very much conveys the speed of a bullet train, just like in Mission
yeah, it
Impossible.
does. Yeah, yeah.
It has a great bit
Oh,
of they where it has a great bit where like because a lot of it's like them trying to fight on top of this thing, which is like impossible, but they're still doing it with swords and claws. But then it has a great bit where where like Wolverine and the other two like Japanese guys are there like basically trying to just hang on and deal with the stuff that's around them. So they start like hopping over like barriers and things like
oh,
that. And Wolverine does a bit where he like pretends to hop up, and then the other guy does it, gets slammed by a sign. It's like, yes, this
yes.
is good stuff. This is fun. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan of the Wolverine. I think it has some really creative action moments in it because it's again Wolverine, um, and it delivers. I also
Listen,
think the fucking Hiroshima bomb going off at the beginning of the movie is awesome, but that's a whole different story.
those henchmen never have a chance.
Sure.
But I love that they try.
Huh?
Like, like they're dead. But if I was their boss, I would, I'd put up a plaque for both of them and just be like, listen, they failed, but they were fighting a mutant, and they did pretty good. Like,
What happened to Yoshi? He fought
yeah.
on a bullet train? That's insane.
He was jumping over some tomfoolery. Oh, so he had. So wait, he didn't die. He just got tricked.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a bum he got tricked, but also like that means he's tough enough that Wolverine didn't want to fight him. And like those dudes, I remember watching a theater and be like, these guys are idiots, but I love them. It made me really happy. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, that's a really great fight. All right, so, jeez Louise, man, I'm gonna go Journey to the West.
Okay.
Have you seen Journey to the West?
This is the Stephen Chow film?
Yeah, yeah.
I have not.
Oh, in the
It's one
beginning,
it's always been on my list of like I'm a big Stephen Chow fan, but I just never got around to this one.
giant set on the water, and there's this monster eating people. And this one guy kills this huge manta ray, and he's like, I got the demon. It's a demon. But then this other dude, this like demon hunter's like, you didn't get him. And then everyone's like, oh, well, who cares? We can go back in the water. Then this like cat demon fish just starts mauling people and like eating people. And it's very Stephen Chow, though. Like it's not like overly bloody.
Okay.
But there's this scene where like a kid gets eaten, by the way, which is like, geez, that kid just got eaten. But there's like a catapult scene, so it in one scene it almost goes 3 for 3 on the Hoffmeyer scale of greatness. There's no jet ski; they weren't invented yet. But I like so this monster it gets on this plank, and a bunch of guys try to jump on the other side, and it kind of lifts the fish up a little bit, but then it falls and jettisons the guys who tried to jump on the thing. But eventually, this like really big lady comes out of nowhere, and a bunch of people jump, and then it sends the thing flying. It becomes a human, but it's a bloody scene. Kids get eaten. There's like really like great catapult bits. I just like in my notes, I just have awesome and dang. I always know my notes are good when I'm like dang or awesome. But yeah, it's like just this catapult scene, and it's like very funny with a bunch of people trying to jump on this plank to send this demon fish flying, and it's wonderful. So yeah,
Hmm.
Journey to the West.
Okay. Is it is there a sequel to that too? Is there like a part two of Journey to
I
the
think
West?
there is Journey to the East.
Sorry.
No, the Demons Strike Back. It looks animated. No, yeah, yeah.
All right. I will I'll get back to that. I'll take this. I'll take this one now. I'll take the Lone Ranger, the train finale.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
The Lone Ranger is a very long movie that cost a lot of money and was misguided in a lot of ways.
Yes, it
And
is.
one of the ways was, what if we spent a whole lot of time delivering on like how he became this Lone Ranger and how they became friends and all this stuff? And it's like, okay. But by the time they actually get to the point where they're like, now he is the Lone Ranger, now he is partners with Tonto, now let's see how he handles this stuff. That's when Gore Verbinski's like, now let's go to town. And like the final 30 minutes of this movie have like one of the best action finales I've seen that decade, where it's just madcap craziness of him on, riding on
There's two
silver,
trains.
riding on top of horses,
Yeah.
on top of trains, two trains riding it with each other. The music's all full out Lone Ranger music. There's like little tricks and stuff going off, like ladders to get across to the trains. It's like watching like Buster Keaton meet Speed Racer. Like that's
Yeah.
like what you're doing at that point. It's just it's wildly improbable in terms of like the physical nature of it, but in terms of just using visual effects to the advantage of how to create a madcap Western action sequence that's referencing both like things like the general as well as I don't know, any number of like car chase scenes, but it happens to be trains instead. It's great stuff. It's like the whole sequence is like, why wasn't the rest of the movie this good?
Yeah.
It's so like it's upsetting that it's not doing this. Like early on, there's some stuff involving trains once again that's like kind of like because it's Gore Verbinski. Like he certainly knows how to make a visual feast out of a movie.
Hmm.
But the movie was, compared to the Pirates films, his Pirates films, which I really like, it's like I want this to be better than it is. But then finally, by the end of the movie, it's like now it's delivering on what it could
Yeah.
be, and I love that so much. Um, it's just a shame that that movie, failed and led to Armie Hammer having to devour those people.
Got ravenous.
Rabbit is set in the same time period as the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. Well, Guy Pearce is in the background. It's like a Wendigo. Like, hey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that movie, that scene rocks. And it's
Yep.
just it's full on inventive, and it really is
Hmm.
kind of classic Verbinski. Like he loves a set piece. And he's
Yeah.
always had some really great set pieces. And like even as far as like Mouse Hunt, like he's
Yeah.
always good at a good set
He's a
piece.
great
So
visual director for
yeah.
sure.
I like In the Cure for Wellness, but then you just learn how much it is, and you're like, what? This is crazy. I know
Yeah.
that we shouldn't be worried about money, but I'm like, I can't believe he got this much to make this, even though it's great. So, all right. Uh, I'm gonna go it's a much cheaper scene, but I'm gonna go the kitchen fight, and you're next
The kitchen. Okay. Yeah.
because Aaron rules. By the way, Aaron is a legend, and you're
I am.
next.
But also the character in your
Yeah,
next is pretty cool too.
Erin, as well as Aaron. I hope I spelled that right. Yeah, so you have the kitchen fight, but I love that she takes out Z and Felix, but the way she does it, she takes a blender and it's like a broken blender, the top of, and she just takes it and smashes it on the top of a guy's head, and then she runs it, and then she takes a knife and just stabs it right in the top of Z's head. And like Z and Felix, they're bad business. They're pretty funny though. There's a scene where like there's a dead mom, and Z wants to hook up with her boyfriend next to his dead mom, and he's like, "No, I'm not doing that." She's like, "You never do anything fun anymore." He's like, after setting up a plan to like kill his parents. It's a funny line, but I just like the kitchen fight, and you know me, I love kitchen fights, and so
Hmm.
there's good stabs. Like Aaron gets stabbed, she fights back, and she's just such a monster, and she takes the two of them out, and it has the best shot in the movie where she's just laying in the middle of their two bodies, and it's just like really well framed, definitely the best shot in the movie. And yeah, that's my pick, the kitchen fight, and you're next.
Your next does have like impressive action going on for it, given the kind of movie that it is, and I appreciate that for sure.
I just like Aaron. Horror has very few people like her, and I like that. All right, what's your
Fair.
pick?
Um,
So many left.
I'm gonna go with The World's End, The
Oh,
Bathroom Brawl.
hey,
So in 2013, I actually got to interview Edgar Wright, Nick Frost, and Simon Pegg for The World's End, which I was excited about because I'm a big fan of all of theirs. And one of my questions, or one of my statements that led to a question, was proclaiming Edgar Wright as like, aside from the humor of it all, you've become a very good action director. To which the response was Simon Pegg and Nick Frost like starting to blow on him to like make it look like his hair was blowing in the wind as he was replying to this statement of him being a big action director, which is very humorous. I have a video of that actually. It's in there somewhere. But it's now that I'm done name dropping, I do think
I have a good name drop for later on, so
I
I'll make up for it.
I do think it's a very Edgar Wright is not one to, not deliver on stylish ideas for accomplishing certain sequences. This is coming after Scott Pilgrim versus the World, obviously, but even Hot Fuzz has plenty of cool action in it, let alone Shaun of the Dead is very visually interesting. So World's End is him like delivering this very impressive fight sequence where you have, the five older men versus like teenagers that turn out to be like robots.
WTF?
And it's done all in, I believe, all or not, it's stitched together, but it's still handled like to be presented as one long shot where you get this brawl where you're fighting these teens off and like their heads start popping off or cracking and really like blue blood inside of them and stuff. It's very funny, it's very creative, and it's very well choreographed in terms of how to get like a brawling Nick Frost to start pounding on these teenagers that turn out to be like, taken over, body snatched by aliens or whatever. It's good stuff. I really like the Cornetto trilogy. Obviously, is a big thing for me, and I know the World's End tends to be looked as like the lesser of the three. At least it seems like that's the consensus. I'm not sure how that if that still stands or what. I don't know why because people love Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. Regardless, I love the World's End very much as well, and I think it has some really great sequences in there as far as action choreography goes, and this is really one of them. So.
And I like how the fighting styles of the five guys. There's kind of
Yeah.
tiers. All five of them are sort of ranked.
Yes.
Like
Very much so.
there's Frost, who's like a wrecking machine.
Frost is a brawler.
Yeah, Peg can handle his own.
Patty is kind.
Patty's pretty good.
Yeah, he can help himself when he's in a bet in the mix.
Yeah.
Martin Freeman and Eddie Barzon are like whatever.
Yeah. One will try and the other one will run, but the
Yeah.
try doesn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's fun. It's a well executed thing, and I love a bathroom fight. So I'm glad you picked that. Blue Ruin has a quick bathroom fight in it as
Sure
well.
does.
Yeah, I think Blue Ruin has the best tire stab of any film of 2013, and it hurts me every time I see it. It definitely has the best neck stab. If you've seen Blue Ruin, it's Jeremy Saulnier before Green Room. That movie is that fight that scene in the bathroom is crazy.
It's also a very fun movie.
Yeah, I love Blue Ruin. It's so good. Okay. Oh man, there's so many. There's so many of these. We already talked about Grandmaster, great train fight. This is okay. I don't know if we should do this, but Riddick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Riddick because the first third of that movie is him trying to fight a thing called a mud demon.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of love that he's like, I'm gonna poison myself. Like he starts taking the poison to make him because he has to get to this other side of something because he's on a planet by himself. And to get there, he has to fight these mud demons. And so like he trains himself, he makes like a melee weapon and he injects himself with poison, and then he goes and fights these mud demons.
To be clear, he does like Princess Bride style, like slowly gets himself used to the poison.
Yeah. He doesn't just do it immediately, but like I'm like, is this what this movie is? Because it's a long time with him fighting a mud demon, and then you're introduced to bounty hunters, and then he fights Batista at the end. But I just love that 40 minutes of I feel like 40 minutes of a movie are just him being like, I got to get past this mud demon. And it's like the simplicity of it that I love. And I also just like the idea of these mud demons. So yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take the mud demon mud fight from Riddick, and he cuts the guts out of this mud demon. And then the mud demon just starts eating his guts. And he goes, ew.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. So I'm going to take that because
I did have that on my list, Training the Beast. Yeah.
Because he just like, it's a long chunk of the movie of him just fighting a mud demon. And after Chronicles of Riddick, it was kind of refreshing.
Oh no, I really love the beginning of Riddick, and I like the rest. Fine, it's just like a retread of Pitch Black, but the beginning part where it's just him on his own doing Castaway Riddick style, I was happy with for sure.
Yes, give me that movie.
Next up, I'm going to take Now You See Me, the magic card fight with Dave Franco.
Oh yeah, that's a good bit.
I never knew I needed to see a magic card fight, but this is a movie that I think is overall fine in the same way I think like National Treasure movies are fine. Like I get what they're doing. There's an entertainment to be had with just like the cast being the cast and like the nonsense going around them is nonsense, but at least you get to hang out with these people for 2 hours. I'm not huge on the fact that we're watching a movie about magicians and there's a lot of CG magic going on. It's like, well, I mean, like, what are we doing? Like, make it look. Don't ruin the tricks by making me aware that these are literally impossible because you need CG enhancements for them. But there is a sequence where Dave Franco, who's like really good at like sleight of hand and whatnot, where he uses like magic cards that explode into dust or whatnot to like I believe he's fighting Mark Ruffalo in this sequence, or maybe like guards or something, maybe
Yeah, a bunch
both.
of agents
Um,
or something.
but like he's using like he keeps like pulling up cards and like Ricky Jay tossing them at people and stuff. It's like really cool. It's just like this moment that's always stuck out to me, and like the one reason I want to rewatch Now You See Me Before I See Now You See Me Now You Don't later on this year. Because I think it's a really well staged scene, and then he like slides down one of those construction barrels where you always think that looks like super fun, but it's probably like really painful in real life to do. But um, but no, I think that yeah, the magic card fight in Now You See Me, that was one that I certainly wanted to make reference to.
He's very lithe, and he can just
Yeah,
fly through
because
all of them.
he's a little guy.
Yeah, he's a little guy, but they
He's a
do it
little guy.
well. You know what's nice? Like I remember watching that and be like, that was a very well executed scene.
Yeah,
And there's just something about when you watch as many movies as we do, when we see little scenes like that, we're like, thank you, like you tried here and you
I I,
succeeded.
I think that's what because it's direct. The first one's done by Louis Leterrier, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's what he succeeds at best. Like I think Fast X is fine, but like him go the larger he goes, the less I'm interested in what Leterrier has to offer as a director. That's why I think like the first two Transporters really work because he is doing something that's on a certain kind of scale that works for me really well. It's not trying to go too broad or too big. Instead, it has little things like Jason Statham takes
Oil
on
fight,
exactly oil fight. He takes on
jet ski action scene.
bicycle pedals so he can
Yeah.
kick people and stuff. Or he yes, like just like little bits. I know like Corey Yuen was like helping direct on the first one as well. But regardless, I do think the effort he does when it comes to smaller stuff, where then you get to like Clash of the Titans, and it's like it's too much. Like I don't like you're not the guy for this kind of thing. Like I get that he seems to be a guy that gets the job done, and I can admire that. He's a guy that can work with a studio, work with a budget, work with a cast, and like get deliver. But the bigger he goes, the less like personal it feels. So something like this little magic fight in a little Lionsgate movie that happens to involve magicians, cool, good stuff in there.
That's my favorite scene for sure.
Yeah,
Okay. Jeez Louise. There's still a lot. We should just get Snowpiercer out of the way.
go for it.
I mean, there's the axe fish guys who, before a fight, they take an axe and dunk it in a fish, which at that moment I would have drop kicked him, like John Levengood says. But that thing has so many, like, there's like, there's like a little bit of old boy style in there. They stop and cheer for Happy New Year. Like, I love the random axe throws that go people past, like, goes people's heads. Like, people get murdered, major characters get slaughtered.
Yeah,
There's the night vision scene, there's the fire. It is just a brutal fight. And you get Tilda, you get like I love her two henchmen guys that I don't know, her right-hand men. Like those dudes are just murderers. But yeah, just this axe gang that's just waiting for them. And then the brutal fight. And then the lights go out and they put their night vision on, just start stabbing people to death. And then the fire, like it's just there's so many layers to the fight scene and major characters die, and it's just a brutal brawl. So yeah, Snowpiercer.
it's it's good stuff. The Snowpiercer has some fantastic like sequences in it throughout as far as how do we make every car different in some way. And yeah, when it gets to the unveiling of this like group of armed men in masks with tons of weapons versus Chris Evans and Octavia Spencer, it's like what's this gonna be? Yeah, it delivers. It delivers some good stuff for sure.
Man, that's a brutal brawl. Yeah, so I'm gonna take that one.
Okay, how many are we at?
I don't know. Do you want to do us? Are we speed round yet?
No, we could let's do two. Let's do two more each.
Okay, two more each.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take VHS 2, the Gareth Evans
Yeah, Timo.
Timo segment, the cult that they find. VHS 2, I VHS 1 I was very mixed on. Like I think there's some segments that really work, but my main issue was one, I didn't like the wraparound stuff at all, and
Mm-mm.
two, I thought too many of the skits because they're So funny. Too many of the stories were more rapey than I needed
Yeah,
them to
very
be.
rapey.
And I was like, this is kind of gross. Like, I don't really like this as far as a gateway to horror. Like, I'm glad there's comeuppance that comes from the rapenings that are going on here, but like, let's get away from this altogether. The second one, like, like at first, like, because Adam Wingard's is the like he's the star of the first segment, right? And like he has like crazy glass, he has like a crazy eye, right? Then the eye is allows him to see like ghosts and things. And like the first thing that happens is like a girl comes to his house. It's like, quick, I can help you. Here, sleep with me real quick. I'm like, is this what we're doing again? Like we're back in the zone. But then after that segment, things get nuts.
Hmm.
You got that one where it's like, what if a bike rider gets bit by a zombie and then becomes a zombie and he's a GoPro on his
Yeah, the
helmet?
GoPro zombie one. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that
great.
one that one's great. But then Evans comes in here and he delivers this crazy thing that it's like it starts as a slow burn and then turns into this incredible rush of excitement where these have these guys in this like random Asian cult compound and they're filming like a documentary and you're like, okay, things seem not great here, but okay, let's see where this goes. And suddenly like sirens start blaring and you realize, oh, it's the like stage 4 of the cult. Like they're gonna all murder each other, murder anybody else that's there, and a fucking demon's gonna hatch and start attacking everybody. The
Awesome.
momentum at which all this happens is so insane. Like having already seen The Raid, where it's like that's just a straight up action movie. Now it's like, what if he turned that dial onto horror? Good gracious. Like this movie, this short segment in this overall film is so intense. Watching like these guys like panically running through room to room and people are like shooting themselves in the head and like getting like crazy mutilations of other people. And then there's like a demon chase that's going on, like a goat demon, I believe. It's like this is nuts. I literally had to stop the movie and go into the bathroom and like put water on my face. I like that's it was so like it's like and I love horror. Horror doesn't jar me very much. It's very rare that I'm like, oh, scary. Like that's not a thing for me very much. But this movie I actually had to stop in my tracks because I was watching like it on a screener, I believe, and I was like, pause. Like we need to stop before the next segment here. I need to see what's going on. So it was good stuff. That was
It's a
that was a great
lot
night.
and it's awesome. That
Raise my
demon when
hands.
it hits. Oh, I love that scene.
How do I lower my hands? The zoom had me doing things.
Okay. You know what? I'll go Doom 3,
Okay.
where what Jai and Ali chase Sahir through Chicago. And it's a motorcycle chase in the beginning. That's very MI2. Long hair flying everywhere, slow motion, jet ski or
I
motorcycle
love
chaos.
how much Indian action cinema seems to specifically love Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
Like it seems
Yes.
very clear to me between the of the ones I've seen that are made in that region of India, they like Mission Impossible, but 2 seems to be like their like the go-to as far as reference points go.
Oh man, it's the long hair, the bike fights,
Slow motion, like yeah, it's
and then the chase goes on, and then this bridge goes up, and what the Chicago River, but this bridge goes up, and this guy on the motorcycle has probably one of the biggest jumps I've ever seen in my life on a motorcycle, and then he lands in the water, and you're like, what? Like just it's just so over the top, and it's glorious, like and he falls into the river, but then he has an inflatable jet ski from his motorcycle that's kind of like a Transformers motorcycle, and then like he just takes off down the river, but then he gets chased. The other guys on their motorcycles, and then the cops chase him, and another guy's in a boat, and it's just very fun. And there's just huge jumps. There's like rock music. Then it sounds like Skrillex is playing, and like just and then there's like a boat they're gonna shoot at him, and then he dives underwater and goes underneath. And it's just a very fun, silly, not silly, but it's just so over the like I don't know, it's just a classic Bollywood, Tollywood, Indian action scene. It's just over the top and fun, and physics don't mean anything, and it features a jet ski, so I had to add it.
all very good reasons.
Yeah.
I see where your head's at. All right, my last main one here. I'm gonna go another direction. Anchorman 2.
Hey.
Um, the legend continues, of course, naturally. I love Anchorman, like many. I'm a huge Anchorman fan. I really like the sequel as well. I think the sequel is very, very funny. Do I think it's as funny as the first one? Not necessarily. Do I watch it, but have I watched it as much as the first one? Also not necessarily. However, I do think it's a very funny movie, and it very much feels like another bridge in the gap with that and the other guys as far as Adam McKay going from straight up comedies to comedies that have a point to them. And this one has some ideas going on that really spell the seeds out for like where his trajectory as a director is going. All that said, something that caught me off guard and I was surprised by was I watched we watch in the first movie, the brawl that happens is like mid movie and it's random and it's hilarious as far as having all the different news stations come together and fight each other. The second movie, I was so caught up in like the plot and like the jokes and whatnot that I like, it didn't occur to me that as a sequel, it seems like it'd be required to do that again. So this movie waits until the end of the film to actually do the brawl again. And I was so like, oh, we're doing this now. Like it so caught me off guard because it just wasn't like it wasn't in my mind at that point because there's so much other stuff happening. So by the time we get to this brawl, I'm like, oh, this is what's this gonna be now? And it's like the amount of upping the ante they've done as far as cameos for this brawl, where it's like Liam Neeson as a Civil War or like a History Channel
Yeah, yeah.
representation, Will Smith's doing for like MTV News with
Jim
Kanye,
Carrey,
Jim Carrey's Canadian
Marion
News
Cotillard.
with Cotillard, like it's just like it's so packed to the gills, and then fucking Harrison Ford comes out as a were hyena. There's a bit where they're all fighting, and like John C. Riley as the ghost of like of
Stonewall
of
Jackson?
Stonewall
Yeah.
Jackson starts like trying to suck the soul out of somebody. It's like he's like, give me your soul, like he's doing that kind of thing. It's so fun. It's so funny, and it just the fact that again, the fact that the movie fooled me into not realizing that would be a thing that would happen, and then just seeing the amount of people they got for this ridiculous scene. Wait, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are also
Yeah,
there,
Will
right? Like
Smith and just so many people.
it's
James
so
Marsden.
funny, and just like yeah, it's just the elaborate nature of it all. Like like it's it's very funny, but also just like it's a fun like how do we get another brawl and like show the what kind of powers they would have. Like Greg Kinnear comes in like reading people using like telepathy all of a sudden, which is like a bit that was set up earlier, and then you're like, wait, that was real, and then it actually happens. Like it's not. It's a bunch of nonsense, and it's very, very fun.
Guess who was on set that entire week
Oh
and
my God,
saw every
you were
single
there?
cameo? Yeah. So we were originally supposed to have like 100 cars, and there was
Uh-huh.
four of us in charge of all the cars. We were supposed to get 100. They're like, you get 40. So then we had to figure out how to make New York streets look busy with 40 cars in a street in Atlanta that's like an entire block. So like
Okay.
we would have one big clump and nothing, and then one big clump. So we had to like space everything out. And every night, so it was 12 hours every day. Every night when I got home, I was so like high on fumes. Because we had to rent a bunch of old cars. So they just like, old cabs and like everything else that the exhaust is just pumping in your face. But the entire time I was there when like Will Smith, like, when everyone popped up, I'm like, man, that's Neeson. Like, and then where I was at all week, I was on this main drag. So all the actors had to go past me to like go to the bathroom. So they all got kind of used to me on the street. And so I got to watch everybody on set. And I learned I don't like working with films that are improvised because, like in an Edgar Wright film, I feel like you can time everything. But in
Yeah.
this one, okay, now say I'm going to do this. And I know, so you have like 20 minutes of just trying to circle 40 cars to make it look like a busy New York street. And when you watch it, you don't see any cars because we didn't have any cars. And they're all going
Mhm.
slow because we had to do that. But the entire week I was there as part of like a 4-guy car crew that was in charge of all the cars and parking them and getting all the extras and checking them all out, getting all their walkie talkies and stuff. But yeah, my job that entire week, like parking all the cars, and when Vince Vaughn shows up, and like it was awesome. So like my entire week was just watching this fight scene and dealing with cars in downtown Atlanta.
Well, very,
And
very
every
cool.
day I saw the same guy. He must have been stealing stuff every day because every day he had like a different roller suitcase. And I was like, man, that dude's like a pretty good thief because it was by a college, and he just kept having different pieces of gear with him every day. I'm like, good job. But yeah, it was a long time. I I probably I inhaled more fumes than I've ever done in my life. And then somehow I became like the car guy, which got me work on like Civil War and Guardians and Spider-Man and like a bunch of other shows. So like, yeah, Mark's the car guy. Like that movie made me the car guy, which
Well,
is
there
kind of
you go.
awesome. But yeah, and then you can see me walking in the background deep, deep, deep in one shot for like a second because I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, I just got to get that story out there, Aaron, because I don't think I talked about that much. But I just got to watch that whole fight. It was
Well, that
awesome.
made this even more worth it to pick this
Yeah.
choice.
I said I was gonna name drop, and I just did. And you kind of set me up, and I love it.
Clearly.
All right, so we have one left, right? Or
Sure.
do I have two?
You have one left.
Oh gosh. So like I got my guy Scotty Atz. Okay, you know what? Oh, G.I. Joe, Pain and Gain, but Evil Dead. I'm gonna go. There's a movie called Why Don't You Play in Hell? Have you seen it?
Remind me of this one.
So it's about this film crew who get involved with the Yakuza, and it's by Sio Sono, I believe is the director. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
Sion
I know.
Sono.
I know. I read about this because I wanted to watch more of his films. That's one that was certainly interesting to me.
I bought it from a vending machine at Alamo Draft House in Austin, Texas, which made me very happy. You'll see,
Okay.
you can buy a movie from a vending machine in an Alamo Draft House. But it's about these guys. But the final fight, it's this film crew filming this battle between Yakuza and these different gangs, and just
Hmm.
everyone's dying. But then the camera crew get machine guns, and like swords get stuck in heads, and
Hmm.
limbs fly off, and like at one point, the guy stops the battle. He's like, "Stop!" And then so they had to like reset and like change a lens, and he's like, "Action!" Like everyone's dying, people are getting shot everywhere, and this crew's filming it. It's just tons of blood, total chaos. But yeah, the final third of this movie is just one huge sword fight with a ton of blood and rainbows and limbs flying everywhere and death. But it's very cheeky. They call this movie a horror action comedy, dark comedy, adventure, martial arts, suspense thriller. Seems right. So yeah, but it's
He
fun.
does. He does seem to play around with genre. That's for
Oh yeah,
sure.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I dig it. So I had to do Why Don't You Play in Hell?
Okay.
Speed round.
Speed round.
Okay. You get two, I'll get two, and then we'll just keep going until we're done.
Okay, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, the river barrel sequence where they're all like going down in the river and
Yeah.
they're all the hobbits are in barrels and like they're hopping on each other's heads and stuff. It's very fun. It's very it feels very whimsical in the right kind of way. I enjoy that sequence quite a bit. And the Hunger Games Catching Fire.
Yeah.
I mean, once they enter the arena, it's pretty nonstop action. I believe there's the whole like evil fog chase that happens during that sequence, though, that I think is pretty damn cool. And there's like crazy monkeys and stuff. Like, yeah, there's a lot of like visceral action going on in the Catching Fire for sure that I like.
And monkeys out, reachers in there getting shot in the leg with an arrow. It's good.
Yeah, Reacher, yes.
And I'm gonna go real quick with the Evil Dead chainsaw fight
There you
where
go.
they fight the abomination. Where poor Jane Levy just gets obliterated in who's the guy Fede Alvarez films. But
Hmm.
like she's crawling under this car, the demon flips the car, it lands on her arm. Oh no, she cuts a demon's feet off,
Yeah,
and then her arm gets trapped, and then she
yeah,
rips her arm off,
yeah.
and then blood starts raining, and then she takes a chainsaw and just sticks it in this abomination's face, and just an incredible amount of blood is flying everywhere, and it's awesome.
I love the sirens on the score and everything too. It's great stuff.
And then
Which
GI
I
Joe Retaliation, like
mhm.
when Snake Eyes and Jinx battle the ninjas on the side of a mountain.
Oh, you mean the one memorable scene in that movie?
Yeah,
Yes,
the one
sorry.
aside from like Walton Goggins being sassy, that's the
Yeah, I
one.
remember that too, where it's
Yeah,
like that's a fun cameo.
and then he like kills some people, and you're like, wait, oh, okay, he's doing pretty good here. But like, it's actually a good mountain fight scene,
Oh,
and
that scene rocks. That's the
yeah,
one thing about that movie that like is very, very good.
and so yeah, I like that scene. Uh, I guess you don't really see much of her, but I really like who's that lady, Elodie Young. I just think she's great. Like Elodie Young is like crushing
Elektra?
people. Yeah, Electra. She's awesome, man. I don't know. I'm a big Elodie Young fan. But yeah, they uh they did that, and then Ray Stevenson's in it. I'll name drop again. I was his stand-in on a movie called Jane Mansfield's Car, and I heard the news of
Okay.
him getting the role, and he and I chatted about the role. And then that was before all the production troubles. But I
Oh,
was like,
that's
"Hey man, you got GI Joe?" He's like, "Yeah." So, I'm excited, and we just chatted about GI Joe for a little bit.
well,
So
that's
that was
cool.
my one
Okay.
story. I like that. I was just stand-in. Jane Mansfield's Car. Watch it. Billy Bob Thornton's great. But yeah, the mountain fight.
Not
And I also
huge
worked
on
Hunger Games 2.
hmm?
Sorry. I was also on Hunger Games 2. I worked that
Okay.
as well. This is
Yeah.
when I was like the thick of the movie world.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I'm not huge in the movie overall, but Lone Survivor, I can't deny, has a
Oh
lot of really
yeah.
good action in it from Peter Berg. There's a whole shootout where Wahlberg and the other soldiers are like trying to like basically go downhill the entire time, and they're just like taking shots at
Oh.
the insurgents that are after them. And there's a lot of like good, well staged action choreography going on there. That as far as like military action goes, I think is quite effective. Homefront, which
Gator.
rules, with Jason Statham in the Stallone penned movie. I there's like the action in that movie is I wouldn't say is like the best of Statham action, but there's like a whole gas station beatdown that he delivers at one point, which is classic Statham stuff as far as him just like and like, oi, and then like fights a bunch of guys. Like it's good stuff. So
All right, you just dropped two, right?
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do World War Z,
Hmm.
where I'm
Which
not
one?
gonna the when Israel gets destroyed, there's that scene, but I like the
That big
final.
chase.
I like the Who Lab
Okay.
because I don't know. I like how it goes kind of intimate, and I like Brad Pitt, so I like that scene. And then Pain and Gain, which is Dwayne Johnson's best performance. There's a scene where he like robs some people, and he goes in his hair salon. And he gets just blue dye all over his face, and then he beats up some cops with hair salon, like the thing that goes over your head to dry your hair. And then he jumps over a fence and gets his toe shot off. Like it's a
Okay.
fun scene where he's just absolutely manic and just
Hmm. He's
like
very high on cocaine.
very high on cocaine. It's probably his best acting moment ever, and I just love that scene. So yeah, that's my next one.
I do think the Jerusalem chase in World War Z is pretty phenomenal. Like as
Yeah.
far as what impresses me about that movie is how well they get again scale. Scale is huge in that film. So like the fact they use zombies like ants and they like build a bridge and build ways to climb over walls and stuff. I think it's just really effective in that film specifically.
Yeah, good scene.
Um, Thor: The Dark World, the big like fight between him and Malekith where they're like going like they're like teleporting across different realms of the universe, the different like nine realms that there are. There's a lot of I think creative fun there as far as Marvel movies goes, and using like what that specific film's after because all the planets are like aligned or whatever, so it's creating this like rift. And so like there's bit they're like fighting each other in different places, and there's a bit where like Bajolnor is like lost in a different part of the galaxy and like is zooming across the universe and stuff that because it's
Mew Mew.
automatically coming back to with the Thor. It's clever stuff. I like quite a bit. And Captain Phillips.
Oh
There's of
yeah.
course the invasion to the scene where the pirates get on the boat and all the effort that goes in that where they're like trying to hose them off at first, they they're not successful. They're trying to like do everything they can to keep them away from basically being found, and they are. It's very tense. It's very Paul Greengrass as far as how it's shot, but it's effective. It's good stuff, which ultimately does not prevail for the men on board the ship. They get captured or what have you, but it's still a good little action sequence building up to it.
My man Hanks crushing it. I don't know why I said my man Hanks, but he's really good in that movie. Grandmaster train station fight
Yep, easily.
looks gorgeous. I don't know why I didn't pick it in my overall thing. I gave a mud pit fight the choice over that, but Grandmaster has a and it has several gorgeous fights like involving breaking stairs, and there's some really well shot stuff. And then Ninja 2, it's there's a bunch of good fights, but there's one where Scott Atkins heads in this dojo and it's about 90 seconds, one take, and he just obliterates people. And it's just fun watching Scotty Atz kill people in 90 seconds in a single take. And I love that.
Um, let's see.
Mana Tai Chi.
I'll get the topic. Don't put
Sorry.
words. I have all my stuff. We jumping ahead. Um, Rush. There's a
Oh
big
man, that was in my notes. Yeah, that's awesome.
there's a big
Sorry.
rain race
Yeah.
that takes place. That's Rush is just a really well shot film done by Anthony Dot Mantle does the cinematography for that, and it looks great. Like I'm not a car guy, but like seeing the car action in that film is very very impressive. So wait until you see F1.
Yeah.
Talk about crazy car stuff, and then Elysium has the like once Charlton Copley also gets like a crazy bodysuit mech thing to like it's less like it's not like a mech, but it's more of like just like a an enhancement that
Hmm.
both he and Matt Damon can use to like have leveled up fights, and it's pretty cool. That movie is very messy overall, but in terms of just the action of it, I still think Neil Blomkamp is a very good action director, and he's able to get that one-on-one fight stuff down pretty well, and it has some really cool like moves to watch, given that it's allowed to be R-rated, so they can really kind of sink into each other. So there's some cool stuff there for sure.
Yeah, it's a hard fight. And then I can't believe I didn't talk about the drone battle in Oblivion.
Yep.
And what I love about the drone in Oblivion, it's just like it just blows people away. When people get shot by that drone, there's nothing left to him. And there's a really funny scene where the drone takes this fast turn and just bonks a guy. The guy goes flying. But yeah, that's a really good action scene. I forgot to bring that up, but I love when that drone runs amok and just killing everybody. And then they're trying to figure out how to take it down. And then Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun movie. And like there's some pretty good act. Like Jeremy Renner fights this witch who's I don't know if it's like a Siamese. I don't know what it is, but he cuts the back open. It's all bleeding. And there's some good head smashes. So I'm gonna give Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters a quick shout.
All right, now we get to our Man of Tai Chi. You will be a life. There's a lot of fights in that movie, obviously, but you get to Keanu at the end versus him
7 minutes.
in Tiger Chen, and it's good stuff. And the fact that he keeps saying "You owe me a life" is very fun. I like that quite a bit. All is Lost. That's the Robert Redford film where he's just by himself on a boat the whole movie. He has to deal with a big storm, and I like seeing him deal with the big storm. It's a very cool, well filmed sequence from what's the right JC Chandor. I think
He
it's good
fights
stuff there.
nature.
Yeah, fights nature.
Let's see. Bullet to the head is an axe fight. That's not too great.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
a
deliver
weird
on what you'd
one.
want from an axe fight for sure. Given that you see like Momoa versus Stallone is going to be great, and then it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's an axe fight because the idea is great, but then you're like, oh, I guess I shouldn't really do it.
Yeah,
Let's see. What else do we even have left? Red? No. Oh, I kind of blasted through 47 Ronin. There's not too much to talk about there. Machete Kills
famous.
has a Michelle Rodriguez
I,
Amber Heard fight that's kind of fun.
I'm famously a fan of 47 Ronin. A movie I've never revisited, but I was like, that is fine. I didn't hate it.
There's a dragon in it, so that's kind of good. But yeah, I think. What else? Do we have anything else?
I have plenty of stuff left.
Oh yeah, I was here. Oh, sorry. Go for it. I'll let you go through it.
Olympus Has Fallen does have the big invasion sequence at the
Yeah.
beginning where I believe is it the Koreans? The North Koreans come and invade like the White House that has an impressive body counts for like people shot on like the White House lawn or whatnot, like them trying to like get up to and take over the White House. The Last Stand has the big siege in the town that is very impressive and has Arnold Schwarzenegger doing his bits and whatnot and being like, "You okay, Sheriff?" And he's like, how you doing, Sheriff? How you feeling, Sheriff? Old.
And the bridge fight's good at the end too. I like the
Bridge fight's very good. There's a lot of cool stuff in Last Stand for sure. The Grandmaster does have another fight that I like where they're like flirting with each other while like fighting in a small home, I believe, like on stairs, trying not to not knock anything over. Man of Steel does have
We
an
left
impressive
Man of
number of
Steel.
fights. I'm not huge on the film, and I'm not even huge on the setting of this fight, but the Smallville action sequence, which features the other Kryptonians fighting against like helicopters and shit. While I hate the fact that it's in Smallville, because like get out of there, Superman. Like that's your town. Like they're small. Like,
It's obliterated too,
ruining their economy. Like I hate all that. It is impressive as far as like an action thing going on.
And there's Russell Crowe and a flying dragon.
I mean, the series finale of Krypton's the best part of that movie, easily, no question. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, whom I quite like. There's a whole scene where Ben Stiller hops on a skateboard, wraps two rocks around his hands, and then like goes downhill skateboarding for like a good cool 5 minutes. That's pretty awesome. Kick-Ass 2 has a final brawl sequence where that movie is like whatever, but I do think the action involved is decent enough. What else do I have here? Oh, The Wolf of Wall Street has one of my favorite comedy cuts of all time that involves action, where Leonardo DiCaprio is trying to convince Margot Robbie and the other that like we're gonna go on the yacht, we're gonna take a quick ride back to wherever we need to go, and Shea Wiggums as the captain, he's sitting there, is like, yeah, just quick ride. And like, is there gonna be there's like perhaps gonna be a storm? And they're like, yeah, there might be some chop. We'll deal with it. I would deal with it, and then it cuts to like the most intense fucking storm you've ever seen. Like the boat almost crashes. Like it's insane, and it's like it's like perfect storm. It's like perfect storm level action watching that sequence. But it's so funny because it goes from like them in paradise and like it's all sunny and nice to we might pick up a little chop to oh my god we're gonna die. Like it's great.
Yeah,
Clyde Have a Chance of Meatballs 2 has, I believe, some very clever food animal fight related sequences going on in there that I quite like.
Crudes has Nick Cage on a big fluffy cat. It's a fun little scene.
It does, yes. The Counselor has that car fucking scene. That seems like an action sequence in and of itself. Frozen has a giant abominable snowman monster fight, which I'm all about that. And finally, Gravity.
That's nothing but action, kind of.
It's basically like one long action sequence, but the inciting incident is pretty intense. Watching everything that goes down, and you lose one astronaut, then Sandra Bullock's trying to get her shit together, Clooney's trying to hold it together. Like it's really good stuff. So
Warm Bodies has a good little action scene. Not great, but it's still
a little slow.
Fun. Yeah.
But yes, I do like Warm Bodies.
Yeah, I think anything else?
That's all I got.
This is a good year.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and also that stupid lawnmower in Kick-Ass 2. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
That was a gnarly scene. All right, you could take 4. Like what are your 4? Like, oh no, we already did that. What are your 4 favorite of the like movies of action films of 2013? Like,
My
what would
four favorite.
you, if you had to do like letterbox top four 2013 action films, which
Just
ones
focus
would
on
you do?
just focus on the action
Yeah.
films. Well, Fast Six.
Yeah. Same.
Um,
The gun. Wait, I already forgot the name of it. Gun, not gun.
well, now you mentioned Drug War, so I put
Yeah.
Drug War in there.
Drug War. Is that an action? Yeah, it's an action movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Gravity, just from the sheer visceral nature of it, I put Gravity in there. And well, Lighthouse Down. Now I put Lighthouse Down in
Oh,
there.
I like that. Is Snowpiercer an action film?
What happens is because I delete all these off my list after I talk about them. So now I forgot all my fucking action movies that I had. Like,
When these episodes are over, I feel like my brain is a bucket full of water, and then like the next episode just chases all these out. Like new stuff comes in, everything old leaves. But no, I don't
like
know.
I've forgotten something because I deleted all it off my list. Like I'm trying to narrow it down.
I'll
Let me
say
see.
Fast and
Let me go back now that I
yeah.
can. I'm control
Fast
Zing my
Six.
list.
Fast Six is number one. I love Last Stand though. I didn't talk about it enough during the episode. I'll do but Big Pacific Rim. I'll do Drug War. I'll do
So yeah, Pacific Rim. That was my first. So yeah, no, Pacific Rim, obviously. Pacific Rim. Let me see here. Pacific Rim,
Fast Six.
Like the Grandmaster rules too.
Yeah, it
I mean,
does.
it'd probably be Pacific Rim, Fast Six, Grandmaster, and I'll still go Gravity. I'll put Gravity in there still.
All right, you heard it here. I just put him on the spot. But hey, make
Snowpiercer is maybe like a sneaky fifth place.
oh man, that fight seems crazy. And good protein bars. But
Yeah.
hey, listen out now with Aaron and Abe. Listen to Two Black Guys Talk Godzilla. Listen to all the draft episodes and the commentary episodes, and then listen to Abe's episode on the upcoming Deep Blue Sea episode. I'm saying episodes a lot, but this is good. And what year are we doing next?
What year are we doing next? I feel we should go back. How many early 2000? Have we just done 2005? Is that the one we did?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Did we do seven or no? We did nine, right?
Did we do nine? Yeah, we did
Yeah,
2009.
yeah. How about 03?
There we go. I like it. I'm up for whatever. 2003 action films. It's such a different world back then too, which I kind of love. Like,
2003 is when all of Miami was busy filming car chases. So get ready.
oh, whoa! I think you know. I think you're gonna be able to guess my number one.
Oh yeah, you think?
I think so.
Pump it up.
Yeah. Oh man, what a great. All right. Hey, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Aaron Neuwirth, this is Movies Films and Flicks. We'll see you next week.